Well, good morning from Down the Road We Go. This is Dave, and I'm here to tell you about our newest video. In the latest video, we're going to go ahead and leave Pechanga Casino RV Park, which is really beautiful. If you ever get out near Temecula, that's where you got to stay. And we're going to go, it's about an hour up the road, but it'll take us about 2. Anyway, it's about an hour up the road. It's 1,000 Trails in Menifee, California. And the place is called Wilderness Lakes. You'll see when you get there. So come along for the ride. It's going to be a speedy ride up there, and then we're going to show you around the campground. So come along for the ride as down the road we go.
Dave and Shirley, where have you been? Down the road we go again. Trekking their way through the USA, boondocking while docking in the Taipei. While they're standing on the corner of Winslow, Arizona, Altoona, Cheyenne, or down in Punta Gorda. And if your RV needs some minor repair, Dave will give you tips down at Camp Sinclair.
Okay, here we are pulling out of our spot at the Pechanga Casino and RV Park in Temecula, California. Really nice place. Keep it clean. It's everything's up to date. The laundry was real nice. Shirley really enjoyed doing laundry there. She said it was $1.50 a load and $1.50 to dry. Of course, that's if you can actually have fun doing laundry. But anyway, here we are. We're taking off, and Temecula, it goes right through not the downtown city, but most of the residential part of the city. And normally I don't think the traffic is this bad, but they had construction down there, and 3 lanes of this traffic is going left, and it goes down into 1 lane. And that's what took so long. But once you get up on the interstate, you take off in California, especially with COVID. My daughter, who lives out there, said the roads are empty compared to what they normally are. We got off the interstate here at Menifee, and it's kind of strange. You have to go through a housing development, all the way wind your way through it, and then you come to the end of it, and now you're out in the country again. This is kind of a strange place. All the city houses, and then country. But it's beautiful out here. It is very beautiful out here. That's the only thing they got going for them. So we take a right on this road here and go down, and as you can see on the right coming up is the campground. It's a pretty good sized campground. It's got all these little, I guess they call them lakes, but it's like not lakes, it's just little fingers of water, and there is an overabundance of geese and duck. Now this is where you check in with a nice lady or gentleman who comes out and checks you out and makes sure that you have reservations. If you do, she'll give you the paperwork, and off you go to finding your site. Yes, finding your site. As in most 1,000 trails, it's first come, first serve, so you may have a reservation, but you don't know what site you're going to get, so you just have to track it down. Luckily, our friends Bernie and Mike had a site that was just about two sites over that was perfect, so we drove around there and backed right in. So after checking in and coming around and stopping in front of the normal office and the pool, we went ahead and unhooked the Toad, and what we're going to do is just give you a little look of what the campsite looks like, and as we drive through it, and we'll end up at our site with the motorhome already there. So here we are driving in front of the country store. It's not open due to COVID, but both pools were open and the pickleball courts. Now on the left down here, they have a bunch of tent camping sites, and we did see several people camping there overnight and for a couple days in tents. There was also a tent site a little bit farther down on the right, and it was mostly grass, so it looked like, it would be a better time having those slots. But most of the campsites in here are pretty good size. Some of them in the back, you're jammed in there pretty tight, but the site we had was really nice. I mean, except that it backed up to one of their, they called them lakes, I call them lagoons, and just, there was geese everywhere. And of course, you're not supposed to feed them. See, they are on the road, but people do. They throw food out for them all the time, which is why they don't leave and why they stay there. Also, sometimes those little lagoons do not smell real good, because you know what ducks and geese do in lagoons. So overall, it was a nice campground. We enjoyed the stay there. We were there 14 days, and we ran around Southern California and had a good time. And we'll show you a little bit of that in another video. And this is kind of like on the back side. As you can see, it's right next to a housing development where a lot of people live there in this area in Menifee. There's Mike and Bernie's rig with the Jeep, and we're like one space past them. And boy, did we lucked out as far as it was fairly level. Didn't take much to level out, and it was very spacious. We could pull the car all the way down in next to the motorhome and still had room to get to the picnic table and the whole thing. So I hope you enjoy taking a look at this campground, guys. Thanks for watching Down the Road We Go. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and don't forget to subscribe and make sure you click the little bell so you get notified every time a new episode comes out. Thanks again for watching Down the Road We Go. In our next video, we'll be taking a ride up the road to March Field, which used to be March Air Force Base, and take a look at a really cool Air Force museum and watch some actual Air Force planes take off and land. So come along for the ride as we go watch some airplanes take off and land.